What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and in today's video I want to discuss my predictions for the roadmap of the rest of the season pass as well as the potential future season passes. Let's go. All right, guys, so as of right now, we don't have any confirmation on a release date yet. I know some of y'all have been asking in the comment section. There is no official release date yet for the DLC. But what I want to talk about today is the future roadmap for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, potential future roadmap for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. None of that is confirmed. I'm not going to sit here and say any of it is confirmed. It's just purely speculation. So we know right now, what we're waiting on right now is the spring 2020 release for the A New Power Awakens, which we know to be confirmed as Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta, and then fighting against or training against Beerus to fight against Whis. And this is part 1. And it's a 2 boss battle episode. So what that means is episode 1 is a boss battle. Episode 2 is going to be a boss battle episode as well. And considering that it's a part 2, we can speculate pretty good that it's going to be Super Saiyan Blue against Golden Frieza. I don't think anybody would debate that. Now, a big question comes as to what is going to be the new story arc. What is my speculation that the new story arc is going to be, you've guessed it, Universe 7 versus Universe 6, if they continue with the super stuff. The reason why I feel that way is because they're not calling it an original episode, so it's not going to be something dealing with, say, Android 21 or Banyu. They're calling it a new story arc in the next rendition of the game. So I know some people say maybe Goku Black, but I don't think that they're going to skip that because, like I said, the role for them is to extend this game as long as possible. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense for them to do Universe 6, Universe 7, and then judging off the success of that, which if they go that route, it's going to be pretty darn successful. The next season pass, we could see them actually do another story arc, which would be the Goku Black arc. And then once we get into the Tournament of Power, that's where the issues start to come in, because currently in the game, we know in the Tournament of Power, they couldn't fight on the ground. They had to fight in the air. So one way that they can maneuver around that is do the Tournament of Power arc as separated boss battle episodes, the same way that they're doing here. And all they have to do, guys, is call it original content. Because if they call it original content, then what's going to happen is that gives them the freedom to slightly change things up like they were, as opposed to how they were in the manga and anime. Perfect example is the current DLC that we're awaiting right now. They're calling it an original episode, original boss battle episode. The reason why is because we know that Vegeta didn't have Super Saiyan God during the fight with Beerus. Yet with the DLC, he's going to acquire that. Also, they're not doing it in a story format. So some people are going to say, oh, they're covering it from the movie, or oh, they're covering it from the anime. They're covering it from the anime point of view. The reason how we know that is because whenever you look at the Bandai website where they talk about it, they said they're bringing characters from Dragon Ball Super. If it were doing it from the movie, they would have said bringing characters and transformations from the Dragon Ball Z movie Battle of Gods, but they didn't do that. They said from Dragon Ball Super. That's how we know they're taking these renditions from the anime and from the manga. Now, a big question people may ask is, why are they doing it as episodes and not as a arc? And I've said it many times, but I'll say it again. If you look at the way that the game is structured, you have the Saiyan Saga. How many enemies did we fight? Major enemies. You had Raditz, you had Nappa, you had Vegeta. You had 3 enemies. You see what I'm saying? Along with other, training and stuff like that. But let's just look at the enemies. Okay, Frieza Saga, you had Dodoria, you had Zarbon, you had Kui. Was it Kui or Kui? You also had the Ginyu Force, all of them Plus, you had Frieza. There was various enemies in that. In the Android saga, you started out fighting Frieza, and then you had Android. You had the two androids, 19 and 20. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah. And then you also had 17 and 18 plus Cell. Multiple major fights in that. And then in the Majin Buu saga, you had Goku versus Vegeta. You had Majin Buu in his different forms. You had Dabura. You had Pui Pui. You had Yakon. You know, there was multiple fights in those. So it makes sense to spread those out throughout a story. But as far as Battle of Gods go, it's only, or the Beerus arc, however you want to call it, there's only one fight, and that's with Beerus. The anime drug it out. The Frieza arc is really the same way. You know, it's just Frieza. That's it. Like, I mean, yeah, they fought Captain Ginyu. That wasn't really a fight. Frieza versus Henchman, that wasn't really a fight. That you can equate that to how it was whenever Trunks came back, how he fought against Frieza's henchmen. Like, that's about how the equality of that fight is. So it makes sense to do those as smaller episodes and he devote more time in developing the story arc. Because I'm gonna be real, I kind of like that idea because the Universe 6 and 7, I really want that to be drawn out. There was a lot of major fights in that. You had Frost. You definitely had the hit fight, which was very, very large. You had the introduction of Champa. You also had Kaba. Like, that was a huge deal. And going forward with Goku Black, it's actually possible that Goku Black could be a boss battle episode. You know, I don't think that it will because Goku did fight against Zamasu, and him and Vegeta went back and forth against Goku Black, Zamasu, and Fuse Zamasu. So I believe that they would make that a story, but it could be a potential that they could do original. Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. That the way that they can get around some of the things that happen, like in the Tournament of Power, is simply by making it an original episode, because then they can say, oh, you know, it's a boss battle. They can treat each one like a boss battle. And when you really think about it, how many major fights was in the Tournament of Power? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it really wasn't that many. Like, you of course, you had Goku and Kefla. You know, you had them against Kaba. You had Hit fighting Jiren, which in that case, Hit could become a playable character by that point. Who knows? But the main fight was Goku versus Jiren. You know, him and Vegeta, or Goku, just flat out Goku versus Jiren. They could do it as an original content. Will people like that? No, but I think the people would be happy to have it in the game. And then in the next, if they do a sequel to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they could literally call it Dragon Ball Super Kakarot, you know, where they cover Super and they actually implement things in the game like fighting on the ground, where you can go through the Tournament of Power. By that time, also, the moral arc should be completed through the manga, so they would even have extra stuff to add there. The potential is there, guys. There's a lot of great potential for them to do these things, and that's my thoughts on the future DLC for that. But I expect at least this season pass, we got the first episode 3 months after release. So if we go another 3 months, we'll probably get this. Let's say we get it in May. You have June, July, August. You get it around August or September. You have October, November, December. That would put this DLC here. That would put this one around September-ish, and that would put this one right during holiday time, which is really not a bad game plan, guys. And I'm just speculating here. I'm just purely speculating. And then what would happen, you have December, then you have January, you have December, January, February, and March for the next season pass to come alongside the yearly anniversary release of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So with that in place right there, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, you have a season pass that's going to last you the rest of the year, and then they can drop something major whenever the game reaches its anniversary state. Like, guys, if you listen at that, think about that, then that lets you know right there that this game could easily last 2 years, because then you have the second season pass where they have the Goku Black arc, and then they can have the Tournament of Power, but they can break it down into different episodes. You see, and then the moral arc even could be a potential in there. And that's not even counting if they decide to do movie characters. And if they decide to do GT, or if they decide to do some Dragon Ball content, because guys, let's not forget, the time machine is in the game, and with the time machine, that creates the possibility for movie characters in the game. Because one problem that I said early on with movie characters is the story is over. We're here at the end of the story, and there's no way, like, we would have to be able to go back and play the sagas. Interesting thing is, when you step into the time machine, the characters revert back to the way they were during that point in time in the story. So Gohan wouldn't be adult Gohan anymore. He would be kid Gohan, and vice versa. You know, that would be really dope. So the roadmap is there. The game plan is there. So let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, guys. Also, as far as my comedy stuff going, you know, I really didn't want to put all of that on a different channel. So I've placed it on a separate channel titled the DM Network. This will allow me to do my comedy stuff here on a different channel, so it doesn't collide so much with what I'm doing on this channel. But please, guys, the link is going to be in the description box below. You can also find the link in the communities tab of the channel. It's called the DM Network. Go click that subscribe button here, and also click this bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single upload, guys. And then you can also access the Dmgaming channel from there. The Twitter and the Instagram is going to stay the same, just for, you know, that unison or whatever, just so you can still have one place to come and connect with me. You don't have to worry about going to different places. But guys, thank y'all. And I'll keep y'all posted about any other future content. If I get a release date or anything like that, a V-Jump scan, we'll be doing another video to update you there. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.